Porcelain jacket crown. The construction technique. The tooth is prepared by the dentist with the shoulder margin. Impression is taken, or the model is constructed by the technician, and then the die is covered with a 0.01-inch thick platinum foil, creating a matrix for porcelain support. Options were swedging, then opaque is applied to cover the foil, and then baked. Porcelain mixed and applied to simulate the natural tooth. Body and insides of porcelain are built up and fired together. During the first porcelain bake on the matrix, the porcelain shrinks and pulls away from the margin. Due to the shrinkage, 2 to 3 firings are needed to complete the process. The crown is then stained and glazed. The crown must not be overglazed, and it will create unnatural appearances. Crack and stress in the natural material might happening, and even slamming. Dentists will dry the crown in and check for the fit and shape. Um, Removal of the platinum foil and sending complete restoration to the dentist to be cemented by the patient in the patient's mouth. This is how the foil matrix is done. So the foil is cut into desired length and shape. The die is placed against the platinum foil. The platinum foil gets wrapped around the die, and then it's pulled together on the mesial or distal surfaces. The foil is slightly burnished at the margin of the die, and then it's trimmed with the scissors, with the small scissors. Mesial and distal left 1.5 millimeter to 2 millimeter long, extended 2 millimeter beyond the margin. A layer of foil facing the technician is shortened by approximately 0.75 millimeter. The longer layer of the foil is folded over the shorter edge. At all 3 layers are folded against the die, forming a thinner joint. Platinum extended beyond the incisal of the die. It's folded towards the lingual of the die. Thinner joint is burnished. Thinner joint, it's always done towards the margin. The burnishing is done towards the margin. And the complete matrix is ready for swagging. The platinum matrix, it's used to support the porcelain during the firing procedure to control the fit and form. The foil thickness is 0.01 inches thick. That soft term used for metals that can be banned, burnished, made into a joint and will not change because they do not have memories to spring back. The foil is held on the die by the thinner joints. Swedging of the matrix. So swedging instrument is a 2-piece metal cylinders filled with clay used to compress matrix evenly at one at a time. Place the die with the matrix in a clay base of the instrument protruding about 2 millimeters from the end of the apron. Cover the die with a rubber dam or plastic sheet to protect the matrix from clay. Cover with the top and strike with a mallet or a rawhide hammer a few times. Separate straggle parts and remove the die with the tweezer. Clean off any excess clay from the matrix. Burnish any excess wrinkles. Grind thinner joints slightly with stone if needed. Remove the matrix from thinner joints by adding sticky wax to the top of the die and then pull. Burn off sticky wax with a Bunsen burner. Place the matrix on the firing tray and degas with a vacuum to 1950 degrees Fahrenheit. Allow to cool and return to the die. Matrix is now ready for opaque. Note: matrix will support porcelain and opaque during firing procedure. Matrix is removed after final adjustments and staining of porcelain. No adjustment might be made after the matrix is removed from the porcelain. After building porcelain, remove the porcelain around cervical margin, exposing opaque, known as the cervical ditching. This will reduce the shrinkage or pulling away from the margins during the first bake. Now, I want to share with you one of the brochures that I found with regarding the fabrication of adaptation of the foil. So we can see in this picture how the foil is adapted to the die. So the foil first is cut to the specific size to fit the die, and then using an instrument, apply a little pressure to adapt the foil to the die, paying special attention to the margin and all the characterization of the preparation. So I want to move a little more to show you some of the full jacket. So this type of technique can be used for porcelain veneers or for jacket crowns. In the picture that we see here, it's used for porcelain veneer, where the tooth is discolored, and porcelain veneer needs to be done to for aesthetic purposes. So the die, it's the model, and the dies are fabricated. The foil, it's adapted to the die, and then the first layer of porcelain, it's an opaque layer of the porcelain. This is fired first, and then the dentin porcelain, it's applied, and then lastly the insides of porcelain. Then the foil is removed, and the porcelain jacket or veneer can be etched and inserted into the patient's mouth. This is another view of adaptation of porcelain foil for a porcelain jacket. So you have adaptation of foil for a 360-degree restoration. So it's for a crown, it's not for a laminate. So the same process applies, adapt to the foil to the die. Make sure that the margins are correct. Also, in this case, this is the time where the thinner joints should be done. So there is the porcelain, when it's applied to the foil, it doesn't get in between the folds of the foil, and then if you try to remove the foil, it's going to break. So the thinner joint, it's a way to smooth the surface of the foil to allow for the porcelain to be applied in a smooth and also compact way. And the fit and also the aesthetics of this type of restorations are very increased, because it's using porcelain that it's more translucent, and because of the thickness of the restoration, and allows the natural tooth color to come through. So this is a very aesthetic type of restoration. It's very easy to be done, but requires a little dexterity in terms of fabrication of the foil matrix. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.